kwa shows bab kubwa, ngoma kali, movies, documentaries, series, talk shows na vipindi vya kuchangamsha, kuelimisha na kufahamisha. Ni hapa tu Maisha Television.
You're the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh my God.
Unachukua the best, unatazama na unaipenda. Kwa masuala ya afya, habari kemkem, ukulima, biashara, vipindi vya watoto, hapa ni moto. Maisha TV.
Hello and thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast. My name is Rida Chebet Karim. Welcome. As the country heads to the next polls, all eyes are focused on the top seat, with numerous candidates flexing muscles to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta. But even as the race intensifies, allies of potential candidates, mostly incumbents and new aspirants, are coiling around their party leaders seeking for re-election or endorsements. Joyce Obure with that report.
The political future of the ambitious One Kenya alliance seems uncertain as its bosses pull in different directions. NSC party leader Musalia Mudavadi said he could pick his 2022 running mate from Mount Kenya, which is Uhuru's backyard.
Kusema ukweli, watu wa Mlima Kenya wana umaarufu wa kisiasa katika taifa letu. Tukilinganisha tu na vile wamepata nafasi ama viongozi tumepata viongozi watatu ambao ni wazaliwa wa Mlima Kenya ambao wamewahi kuongoza taifa letu. Mwanzilishi wa taifa Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, Mzee Mwai Kibaki na sasa Uhuru Kenyatta. Kwa hivyo kuna umaarufu mwingi katika eneo hiyo, na hawa ni watu ambao wanapenda biashara, wanapenda kuzingatia mambo ya kiuchumi na kadhalika. Kwa hivyo wanaweza changia sana ujenzi wa taifa letu kama Wakenya wengine. Wakenya wengine pia wanachangia taifa letu kwa njia mbalimbali. Kwa hivyo sikatai.
The announcement has raised questions of what his Oka partners would hold. The Oka principals are Mudavadi, Kanu's Gideon Moi, Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka, and Wetangula of Ford Kenya. Musalia Mudavadi said that he has the experience and the ticket from his party to vie for presidency in the next year's election, and he is done playing the second fiddle to others in previous elections. It has also emerged that Gideon Moi could have changed his mind about backing someone else for presidency. However, the Independence Party signaled a change of heart, saying the collapse of the BBI necessitated a change of strategy on how to approach the next polls.
Our agreement between KANU and Jubilee is one which runs up to 2022. and it doesn't stop KANU from engaging or affiliating with new formations like Oka, okay, ambaye itaokoa Kenya.
Revolution is just about to happen. Revolutions normally begin in quiet places. And true powerful minds, when they speak, the country will listen. Nitaongea juu ya mapinduzi. Pindua akili yako. Kujua anayezungumza nawe ni mmoja wenu. Najua shida zote za Kenya hii. Kwani mimi nikiwa mtoto mchanga niliziona zote.
With Mudavadi and Gideon giving the clearest hint that they will be in the 2022 presidential ballot, analysts say the future of Oka called bleak 319 days to the general election.
Nafikiri Oka was a little bit preempted before proper procedures were put together, but ukweli ya maneno ni kwamba watu wanaongea, na inapofika wakati mwafaka watu wataelezwa njia ni ipi, lakini Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi yuko.
The One Kenya Alliance is a loose coalition. It's a loose coalition to the extent that people can leave and others can come, because nothing has been formalized. So if Gideon Moi has left his brothers in the One Kenya Alliance, he didn't leave anything that was formed, because there's no, as I said, there is no coalition between any of those parties.
Reporting for Maisha TV, I'm Joyce Obu.
And Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization has called on the Deputy President William Ruto to reach out to President Uhuru Kenyatta and work together for the sake of Kenya's interest and deliver their promises together. The organization says what the country needs now as it enters the electioneering period is peace and unity among leaders and not animosity.
We are on record therefore humbly calling on our Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, to reach out to the President and talk. And we were confident, because both our leaders are Christians, that would happen. Now that it seems to have taken time, today we are lost for words, and we are the call from everybody, and Maendeleo will still put our message across. Because we are women and we value peace of our country, we therefore then once again call on our Deputy President to also reach out if he can, because the President is his boss, and we have heard him say that many times. We still think there is time.
In our matter, security tension remains high in Olmoran area of Laikipia County as police intensify patrols to flush out the bandits. Several families are also fleeing their homes for safety. Following the arrest in the region, Tiati Member of Parliament William Kapket and former Laikipia North Member of Parliament Matthew Lempurkel have been arrested over the insecurity in the area.
I have allowed that he will be detained to tomorrow, so that tomorrow then he faces a charge of incitement to violence and any other charges that the state, through the material it has found that he ought to face.
Hawa watu wameshindwa na kazi yao ni siasa, na hakuna sababu yoyote ya kushikwa kwa Kamket eti kwa sababu amehusika katika mauaji ambayo yanafanyika hata hivi sasa wakati yeye ameshikwa.
Alafu viongozi kutoka katika hizo jamii wanafande hawa watu, because ukiangalia kwamba hawa jamaa wanapata constant supply ya chakula, constant supply ya risasi, constant supply ya bunduki. Bunduki sio kitu ambacho utaenda kwa duka nunue na shilingi 5. Bunduki ni kitu very expensive. Sile bunduki ambazo kwa nazo sio tu mtu ataanza kwenda kununua bunduki na alete. Lazima kuna mtu ambaye ana facilitate haya mambo. Na ni viongozi ambao ni viongozi wetu wenyewe, na kwa sasa tuko na habari.
And Deputy President William Ruto has asked the Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai to decline political assignments and discharge his duty of law enforcement impartially and with diligence. Let's have a look. Deputy President William Ruto has asked Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai to decline political assignments and discharge his duty of law enforcement impartially and with diligence.
I want to ask the IG and his team to carry out their mandate in accordance with the Constitution and to avoid the politicization of security in Kenya.
DP Ruto say the ongoing skirmishes in Laikipia have exposed serious lapses in the country's security service that must be addressed immediately.
And I want to ask the security agencies to be impartial and to be professional and to avoid being politicized by this or that politician. It is the right of every citizen, wherever they are, to be assured of their security, of their lives, of their property, and everything that they own, so that we can all build a nation when we are all secure.
The second in command say the police should strive to inspire confidence in Kenyans that they will be served equally, their political affiliations notwithstanding, urging him to demonstrate to the country that he runs an independent office that is not swayed.
The moment citizens are not sure that security is going to be provided without political considerations, then every citizen is going to step forward and support the security apparatus in Kenya. I want to ask citizens everywhere in Kenya to work with our security agencies.
At the same time, he said opposition leaders do not have the moral ground to criticize the government since they are the ones who sabotage its development agenda. According to him, the Jubilee administration had a clear agenda under the Big Four agenda that he alleged was replaced with the Building Bridges Initiative BBI, adding that the opposition owes Kenyans an apology for derailing the government. The DP spoke on Wednesday at his current residence during a meeting with the Kisii grassroots leaders from Nairobi County. Among MPs present were Millicent Omanga, who is the nominated senator, Silvana Sosoro of South Mugirango, George Theuri of Embakasi West, Nixon Korir of Langata, Susan Kihika, the senator of Nakuru, Aisha Juma of Malindi, as well as former MP Omingo Magara and retired football Mark Donald Mariga.
Watu wetu wanauliwa sana Laikipia. Kisii ndogo in Laikipia. What you see on TV, wale watu wanauliwa wengi ni wa Kisii. Na ni vizuri niseme hiyo kwanza, inaniuma sana. Kisii ndogo. Tafadhali our security agencies waache tu kutumika kwa kupigana na William Ruto. Waketi sasa chini, ile mikutano ya asubuhi na jioni juu ya William Ruto ipungue. Sasa wakutane asubuhi na jioni kufanya juhudi ya kuhakikisha watu kule Laikipia wako safe.
Kihika said Kenyans should shun tribal political parties and instead embrace national political parties with a clear agenda for them. Juma Onapa say those in the Hustler Nation formation are coming together irrespective of their tribes and regions to work towards the realization of the bottom-up economic model.
Na hata wale wapinzani wa naibu wa rais, wale ambao wanajaribu kusema mimi nataka kuwa rais, wanajaribu, sindio? Tumewaona siku hizi, tumewamisi sana by the way. Kwanza wako kona gani? Because tumezoea tukiona wanaitwa State House Mombasa, mara wamepandishwa machopa wameenda Nairobi. Siku hizi wamepotelea wapi hapa katikati? Mmeshawaona nyinyi? Tunawamisi kiasi wamezama kiasi. Lakini nataka niwaambie mimi, State House hakuna kura. Mutaitwa na mwenye State House kwa sasa, lakini mkitoka pale kura ziko hapa. Unaona hapa? Hapa ndio kura ziko. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka nisikie, sijui nani wale watu wa nani wanajiita nini wale? Oka. Watu wa Oka sasa ni kama wanavunjika, hatuwaelewi, lakini hivyo ndivyo Mungu anatenda. Tunawaombea kila siku Mungu atatawanya katika njia 7 tofauti, na ameshaanza kuwafanyia kazi.
Maisha TV. Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru now says that it will be difficult for her to retain a seat on the Jubilee party ticket if elections are held today. The governor now says she'll have to back to the people who will tell her the political direction to take. And in a classical turnaround case, the once staunch supporter of the handshake now says the Mount Kenya region was never behind the push for the constitutional amendments through the Building Bridges Initiative bill.
I am listening to the people on the ground. I am listening very keenly. And I will go with the people's decision. So if the people tell me, go this way, because they're the ones who ultimately will elect me, I will have to respect the will of the people. I said it's very important that we as leaders of Mount Kenya speak in one voice, whichever side we end up, because it is important that we negotiate for the people of Mount Kenya. Whoever we are going to support for the presidential seat, we want to know where our people will get jobs. We want to know which jobs there will be. We want to know which seats we will get in cabinet. We want to know all the benefits. The coffee, tea, what will happen to our markets, the roads that are already being done and are not completed, where is the signature, so that we agree on how our people will be served. That's the only interest we have. Whichever side, because eventually there will be several camps of presidential candidates. However those presidential candidates come up, we want to know that the interest of Mount Kenya people is taken care of. And that is why we encourage the conversations on the Mount Kenya unity.
Drama ensued at a primary school in Embu when the school chairman and head teacher locked some parents out for arriving late for a school meeting. The agitated parents caused drama at the school gate as they protested the move to block them from accessing the meeting. Philip Simiu, that report.
It has been a push and pull at Embu Urban Integrated Secondary School in Embu County after the parents demonstrated over student harassment by teachers due to uncleared school levies imposed by the school management.
Walimu wanapatia watoto punishment ya kuosha darasa. Kama sahi kuna 150 ya class 8 inaitishwa. Kama mtoto hajatoa hiyo pesa, anapatiwa punishment kwa darasa, aoshe darasa the whole week. Ndio hiyo, kwa sababu mzazi hajalipa. Kwa nini wanapea mtoto punishment na mtoto si mwenye makosa? Si aite mzazi akuja alipe aoshe darasa basi pesa ilipike, kuliko apatie mtoto, sababu mtoto kazi yake sio kulipa pesa, ni kusoma.
The parents accused of imposing tuition fee of 1,000 on them, further noting that the performance has been decreasing despite for them paying for tuition fee.
Kumekuwa na sinda na ndio tumepanga leo tutaongea. Kama ni mbaya sisi tutaongea. Wacha tuongee kualipike. Sababu hapa ni kuna kuenga na kasinda. Mzazi akiongea hakuna mtoto ataishi kwa sinda mzazi akiongea mambo. Sasa leo tumesema tuongee. Mimi ambia huyo mwalimu mimi si mtoto. Mimi niko na haki yangu na mimi ni mzazi original. Na isipokuwa ni huyo mtoto wangu hangekuwa hapa. Na yeye ameajiriwa ni serikali. Mimi sijaajiriwa ni serikali, mimi ni asura. Isipokuwa nisukume hiyo wheelbarrow sitapata pesa. Sasa anataka pesa ya tuition. Nimemlipa pesa ya tuition. Ya tamu yenye imeisha na ya hii nimelipa hiyo 2,000. Kwa nini anafukuza mtoto? Nikikataa kufanya kazi school fees itatoka wapi?
The school chairman and the principal declined to respond to the allegations by the parents.
Wakati tunajiandaa kuja mkutano tukaambiwa hakuna mkutano, itakuwa ya next week Tuesday. Mtoto akaambiwa ni saa 2. Na akakuja akasema akatuambia mkutano ni ya saa 2. Saa hii kufika hapa saa 1:30 tunaambiwa mkutano imeisha. Tena tunakutana na watoto njiani. Wamefukuzwa, wameambiwa waende waambie wazazi mkutano ni ya saa 1. Sisi tunauliza, alisema atakuwa akituandikia barua kutuita mkutano. Hakuna barua ametuandikia.
However, Isaiah Nakuru, the Eastern Region Coordinator, said investigations had been launched following the allegations that the teacher had convened the meeting to ask for an approved levy where some parents were locked out for arriving late.
Hatutaki mkutano wowote ambao unafanyika kwa shule. Kama wanataka kuongea watumie mtandao. Okay, kuna ile inaitwa virtual meetings. Wanaweza kufanya hiyo, lakini sio kuita watu. Na hiyo itakuwa ni kukaidi ile protocols ambayo imewekwa na Ministry of Health. Na mtu atawajibikia binafsi kama mwalimu ataenda kuita mkutano ambaye ambatani na protocols, huyo mwalimu ndiye atawajibikia kazi hiyo mbaya ambaye anafanya. Mambo ya kusemekana walimu ati wanaitisha pesa ya tuition kwa primary schools, that is an illegality.
For Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Philip Smith.
Well, and now let's get our daily feature on the impact of COVID-19 to businesses by Anthony Osundwa.
In December 2019, a new respiratory illness referred to as COVID-19 caused by a novel coronavirus was first detected in the central Chinese city of Wuhan. Within the first 5 weeks of the outbreak, tens of thousands of people were infected and more than 1,000 died. The outbreak has been categorized as a public health emergency by the World Health Organization. Not surprisingly, the virus is having economic impact throughout the world, and the major economic sectors in Kenya have not been spared. Traders have been forced to close their businesses, downgrade, or survive with losses or low income. Health measures imposed in Kenya, such as curfew, have left many businesses hurting, and this is the impact of COVID-19 on traders.
Since the government of Kenya halted the importation of the second-hand clothes to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, many business personnel working with the mitumba and cloth selling sector have been going through a hard time, as they say some of the restrictions such as curfew, lockdowns, and social distancing have affected them negatively. They say the restrictions have limited selling time and lowered the economy at large, thus forcing sellers to lower the prices meant for their commodities.
Sasa hii uuzaji wa nguo una challenges mingi, kwa sababu kitu cha kwanza inasumbua ni capital kwa kazi, kwa sababu venye tunaendelea, kama ni watu kama vijana, ni watu wanaenda na fashion, so inabidi kila wakati unakuwa unaweza kutembea na fashion yenye wanataka, na ile fashion pia inahitaji pesa. Na sasa vile kama saa hii watu wako na upungufu wa pesa, sasa hata mahali penye unaweza pata pesa ya kuongezea ndio uweze kuongeza hiyo ya fashion, sasa ni hiyo ndio inakuwa tatizo.
We met James Mwangi, a trouser seller at the Chepkube market in Bungoma town in Bungoma County.
Jina mimi naitwa James Mwangi. Mimi ninafanya biashara ya kuuza marongi. Nimeanza tuseme miaka kama 10 imepita. Sasa hii biashara ndio niliona biashara yenye vile, sasa mimi ni mwanaume na sasa nikaona venye marongi, demand ya vijana venye wanakuwa wanahitaji marongi kulingana na fashion, sasa nikaona ni kama hiyo kazi ndio inaweza nifaa.
James says since the onset of the pandemic, customers reduced and also they are forced to negotiate over prices, thus causing losses.
Sawa, hii biashara iko sawa. Kabla ya corona ijaingia, hiyo biashara ilikuwa sawa, kwa sababu ukifanya hiyo biashara yako ulikuwa unapata faida, unaweza enda ukafanya kitu. Lakini tangu corona ingie, biashara imekuwa tatizo, kwa sababu wanunuzi nao wamekosa pesa. Sasa mteja akija anataka kitu ya longi ya bei kali na anaitaka kwa bei rahisi, kwa sababu hana pesa ya kununua. Sasa shida kubwa yenye imekuwa ni hii mambo ya maizi lockdown na makafio. Sasa unakuta kama wakati juzi hivi majuzi kulikuwa na ile lockdown yenye ilikuwa imewekwa kafi inaanza saa 1 mpaka asubuhi. Unakuta sasa mtu kama kwa mfano kama ni muuza mboga, saa hiyo anastahili auze mboga, ama mtu ya bucha anastahili auze mboga kutoka saa 1 mpaka karibu saa 3 ndio apate pesa, na huyo ndio mteja ulikuwa unategemea. Sasa saa 1 hiyo anatakiwa akue kwa nyumba. Sasa unaona hana pesa ya kuja kununua. Kwa hivyo akikuja pale, kama ndiye yeye ndio mteja wako, akona pesa kidogo, na hii pesa kidogo anataka kuweka mahitaji yake yote, anunue nguo, afanye na mahitaji mengine. Sasa inabidi anakufinya hata kwa bei, ananunua bei baya, naye labda kwa sababu hujauza inabidi unachukua ile bei ya chini.
Mwangi urges the national government of Kenya to massively vaccinate Kenyans who are above 18 years so that they can work freely in their businesses to save the Kenyan economy.
Sasa mimi vitu ningependekeza ni vitu mbili. Kitu cha kwanza, watoe pesa za kufanya chanjo. Na kila mtu mwenye ako tuseme above 18 years akuwe vaccinated. Ili sasa wafungue nchi, kwa sababu kuendelea kufunga nchi hata hii lockdown hii curfew yenye wanaweka ya saa 4. Unajua sasa kama ni mtu ya bar, huyo pia naye unajua pia ni biashara. Sasa hata yeye biashara yake inakuwa affected, na huyo ndio mteja labda ungetegemea kesho akuja anunue. Kwa hivyo wakiinvest kwa vaccination, kila mtu mwenye ako above 18 akuwe vaccinated, alafu nchi ifunguliwe tuendelee na maisha, nadhani hiyo inaweza kuwa kitu ya maana sana.
He also advises his business partners to be flexible with any challenge that comes their way, understand the seasonal changes, and always trust the process.
Mimi katika hii biashara kitu nimesoma ni kujaribu kuelewa, kutembea na majira. Unaangalia wakati ile kitu watu wanataka kwa wakati ule, inabidi udeal na hiyo, kwa sababu unaweza kuwa unajaribu kungangania kwa kitu fulani na kwa saa hiyo hawakihitaji. Sasa ni kujaribu kusoma wateja, unaona chenye wanahitaji kwa wakati ule.
For Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Anthony Osundua.
You're a business person, a trader, or anyone who wants to sell something for money, you have to advertise your products and services. Maisha TV is your best and affordable platform to market your business. We have over 50,000 Facebook likes, 1 million viewers watching us. We have daily news, highly visited website, and so if you advertise with us, we simply put your products or services to over 2 million people across all our platforms. Seriously, if you want to make money, you must market your business. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us now, 0746 999 841. That is 0746 999 841. Or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
Hello, I hope you enjoy your day and I'm glad you could join us for this program, Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. And today our topic is being real or being authentic. And I'm joined by Irene Mumbo Bushebi, who is going to help me dissect some of the issues that we're going to talk about being real, not faking your identity. Welcome, Irene.
Thank you.
So as we start, I would like you to just give us a definition of what is the meaning of being real.
I would want to define this from a personal perspective, because I know everybody has a different way of defining what being real is to themselves. So I would want to say being real is not imitating anything, just being who you would want to be as you find yourself there. Yeah. So you're not imitating anything. You're just who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, and in my second question, let me just start by myself. I'll ask you what is real about you. Like for me, I can say that my character is real. I don't fake it. Siwezi nikakuja nikajifanya, oh, I'm like this, I'm like this. Even if I try to imitate someone else, yangu inajileta tu. So I can say that my character is real.
Yeah.
What about you?
I can also follow the same line because I don't usually like faking who I am in terms of, because I know if I fake anything, in the long run you'll really find out who I am. So I would really want to say that being real to me, as I would say on my side, is that I'm real because I remain true. I would never want to do something that is not about me, that anything that you see about me would be who I am, and even if I tell you that that is who I am, you would start by seeing it from the way I am. Yeah, you know, as in you see me as I am, and if I tell you that that is who I am, then you'll define it even from looking at me. So I'm real because I'm true to myself.
Okay, and when you see about being real, you can say that mostly it's ladies who try to fake their lifestyle, their identity. Ukiangalia boys sana or men.
Yeah, they're not so much into that.
Yeah. What is the reason? Why is the ladies most of the time try to fake their identity?
The ladies, the reason why they try to do this is because most of the time we've found out that, you know, ladies are supposed to be people who, when somebody looks at you, they'll find the joy of looking at you as a lady. So that is in terms of you look like you're a flower to each and every person seeing you. So most of the time we would really want to make it be something that you are really identified with the fact that you make everybody looking at you feel that you are a good thing to look at. So most of the time you find that we really try to make it be better than even who we are now. And in the long run, as I was saying, you'll find that maybe when somebody looks at you in that position, they'll find that maybe that was not you. You really tried to be the good flower they wanted to look at, but in reality that is not you, because they look at you behind everything, they find that, okay, I was thinking she was this, then she is this. So this is the reason why we have a push for this, because most of the time we want to stand out whenever anybody looks at us. And I would like to refer this to the other topics we've been discussing in the same show, that, you know, ladies most of the time it's like they're not identified, or they are not allowed to stand out most of the time. Even if they're out there, it's like they're being pushed or suppressed down. So most of the time they want to be like, when somebody looks at you, you know, somebody would be like, okay. So I remember there's a certain day another lady was telling me that, you know what, I looked at a lady sometimes. She was in a showroom, you know, for vehicles and all that stuff. And so a lady appears. And then she looked at that lady and she was like, that is a human being. Then me, I would be a baboon, maybe. I'm the grandmother to the baboon. Because, you know, she was looking at herself and looking at this lady, and she was trying to imagine that this lady looks sparkling good. You know, everything looks on point, you know. And so she was like, if that is how ladies are supposed to look like, then I don't know how I'm looking like, you know. She was trying to now look at herself in terms of that other lady. And, you know, this is this has always been the push that women are having, or ladies are having, that they would want to stand out. Whenever you appear, it's like everybody is confused. What's happening? You know, and so this one pushes the ladies so much to try to camouflage. You know, they don't come out as they are supposed to be. So this has been the push.
Yeah, you can say that maybe it's the social media, like you see the socialites, the way they bring out themselves, the advertisement, the way they advertise women. Maybe they make that the ladies or the girls want to look like, they think that maybe that is how a girl is supposed to look like. Can you say that maybe it's the influence of the social media?
To an extent, yes, because I know every time you want to see something good, you'll see a lady besides that thing. You know, they're trying to say that this thing is as good as this lady is, you know. So this has really been a big push as well, because we know when ladies look at this, then they say, then you can be identified because you look like this. And, you know, if that is now the role model, as in terms of, if I want to look like somebody who everybody will turn to and look at, then I have to look like this other person, you know. And so this has made us to really not come out real as we are, but we are trying to come out as those other people, because they've been used so many times in any good thing that you'd want to see. And so it's like everybody wants to look at such a person. And so if that is the case, then anywhere that I'll appear as a lady, then let me look like that, so that everybody, I'll catch the attention of each and every person who is there.
Yeah. So how can we become physically real? Because you say that even if you try to fake your character, it will automatically come out eventually. So how can we be physically? Let's talk about physically, then we'll go to emotionally.
Okay, I know physically we are talking about our appearances as we appear. But when I'm talking about this, I want to be very cautious, because I know sometimes when I say that women, we really need to be real, and then being real means I have just to be to appear like I am. But I also have to be cautious here, because I'm looking at things in terms of, you know, if you have to define something, then you have to define that thing in terms of, is it really coming out good? Because when I say that you're real, I'm not saying that you just come out like you are. The hair is like, you know, everything is like that. No, I'm talking. Yeah. Because when you're saying you're real, then we'll be saying that, you know, that is who you're supposed to be. But no, I have to define this in terms of something that is very presentable. So when we're talking of physically real, then be presentable. You know, you're somebody whom, when somebody looks at, he sees you or she sees you as you are, but it's very good to look at. That is, you are presentable. I don't know how to put this really, but just something that is good. Because, you know, if I'm talking of, I want to look at a place that is, we are talking of serenity, some place that you want to sit in, you want to sit there and just feel good. It has to be a place with some flowers, you know, something that is good there. If it is the compound, it is well kept and all that stuff. So when I'm referring this to physically us, then you also have to look good in terms of, I'm dressed well, my hair is well kept, you know. If it is something that will add to me looking good, but not really taking away who I am and then putting something else, that's when I look real. No, it's me, yes, but I'm presentable. And I'm so precise that when somebody looks and says, that is a good lady, you know, you are looking good, you're well kept and all that stuff. Yeah.
What about emotionally?
Emotionally, this is now something that has to be also looked into, because emotionally we have to be people who are settled in terms of emotions, because, you know, emotions are things that try to sometimes make us be not who we are, because they erupt within us. But you can work within them, or you can work with them so that they remain real, in terms of, you can see that if it is in terms of, because we are talking about emotions, you can talk of the senses that we have, that is maybe mtu wa kukasirika haraka, mtu wa kuongea maneno mengi, mtu pengine wa kufikiria tofauti, you know, all that stuff. So when I put all this together, I'm saying somebody to be emotionally stable or to be emotionally real is that you have to put them in some moderation, because I know there are things that can go beyond, but put them in a level where it is understood by each and every person. Because if you let them be, because you want to be real, so that you let them explode, because they can go up to the highest level emotions, they can really go and soar up, but you can really moderate them. So you try to be real, because everybody wants to understand each other. And so unless we do that, we moderate them, they'll go beyond us. And even those people who are supposed to understand us will not understand us, as long as they are emotions, yes, but at least we have to work on them so that we put them in that precise level. And that is the same thing. We can also still look at it in terms of the physical, because I was saying physical is who I am, so that I don't put any other thing. But you know, now with emotional, we know that emotions can go so high or they can go so low, so you really have to put them in a precise level where they are understood by each and every person. Yeah.
But when someone tries to fake maybe their emotions, unapata mtu amekasirika, but he or she tries to pretend like she's
everything
fine,
is
or
okay,
fine, and that's what leads to maybe depression or whatever. Unapata mwingine anajiua. Can you say that being emotionally real is connected to being physically real? As in, ukiwa stable huku, ukiwa real huku, automatically physically utakuwa real.
I would really not want to be there, because I know when I'm talking about emotions, we really have to put our emotions in some moderations, just as I've said. And then now, if you are emotionally stable, that is, you are in that level where it is very moderate and everybody can understand you, as I was saying, then physically you'll be okay. And this is to say that you have to work a little bit about your emotions, because if you fake your emotions, it's very dangerous, because as you're saying, some people would like to look like they're just okay, but but in the inside they're burning. So that is like their emotions have really gone so high, but they're trying to physically suppress it, So this one will make things not really come into terms. So what you need to do in such occasions is that your emotions, you really need to work on them so that they are always moderate. And once they are moderate, it means that even if things go so high or they go so low, you remain at that level. Like these instruments that you're using, the mitambo that you're using here, you have to put them in some moderation, so that whenever anything happens, they remain there. That's what I'm talking about inside of us. And so that one, in relation to the physical or the outside of us, it will really help us to put us together. Once you moderate you put your physical right, as we were saying, you remain you, but in the inside, that is emotions, you put them in their moderations, then it will work for you.
Can you say that at some instances it's important to be, maybe to fake your identity, your real identity or emotions?
Yeah, there are times when such things will happen, because I'm talking about moderating them to put them into the right level. And doing that means you are supposed to go high, but you remain there. You are supposed to go low, but you remain there. So it's like it's a fake thing, but that is where it works well. Yeah. So that is where it has to remain. So yes, I can say it looks like it's fake, but it's for the good, because it is in the equilibrium level where you can be understood well.
So sometimes it's important just to fake, uweke character yako kando, at least fake. Maybe you have pressure, but say you are a boss, you don't want your employees to see that you are ukona your pressure, so you have to fake it. You see, like everything is okay.
I've just been talking about this in a class that I've just left, and I was talking to somebody. We were talking about being a leader, and being a leader means when you're somebody who has a lot of anger, that is you go so fast, in your anger, then people will look at you as a fool, because you will not work well as a leader. So that one means this leader has to moderate their emotion in terms of anger. So, and it is even biblical that if you're not going to work well in your anger, then the Bible terms you as a fool. That is in Proverbs. So this is to say that, yes, I can agree with you that we are faking, but it is for the good. And so we don't want to put the word fake in it, but we want to say it is a moderation of your emotions so that they can work well for you in the inside and even in the outside.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I'm seeing that our first time is up. Let's go for a short commercial break, then we'll come, we'll talk about the spiritual aspect of being real, and also we'll move a little bit to the family issues.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Rida Chebet Kering, and this is Maisha Prime Women Talk.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Your world of Maisha is getting an exciting makeover. We're giving your channel a dedicated touch to enhance your viewing experience. Finding what you want, loving it has never been this easy.
Your capacity. The problem is leadership.
My name is Rida Chebet Kering.
Welcome home to your dedicated channel, where you choose it, watch it, and love it. It's your season.
If you're a business person, a trader, or anyone who wants to sell something for money, you have to advertise your products and services. Maisha TV is your best and affordable platform to market your business. We have over 50,000 Facebook likes, 1 million viewers watching us. We have daily news, highly visited website, and so if you advertise with us, we simply put your products or services to over 2 million people across all our platforms. Seriously, if you want to make money, you must market your business. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us now, 0746 999 841. That is 0746 999-841 or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
Oya ni aje, mimi ndo Jonte Fresh. Mimi ndio nimetambulika hii Gikomba yote sekta ya manguo. Jumi transform nguo ordinary za mtush zenye ziuka mna hii harufu ya Bale into the freshest Iggy kosi yote. Siri ni hii Ariel mpya ya pink. Na kushow mtush zinang'ara kung'ara kushinda kamera. So clean, so fresh. Ma customer unaisana na hii story. Ninatumia Ariel touch of down mpya tu.
Welcome back. This is Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. I'm Rita Chebet-Kering, and I'm joined by Irene Mumbo-Bushebi, who is helping me to talk about the topic that we are discussing today, being real or being authentic in our characters and also in our spiritual life. And before we went for a break, we were talking about the being emotionally real, being physically real, and now I want us to shift to the spiritual aspect. Can you say that some people are faking their spiritual life?
Yeah, you know, it's very easy to fake your spiritual life because you can just imitate people doing things. But as I even said when we were starting, is that in the long run we are going to catch up with you, because you know, also in the spiritual realm, we know that things will not add up, because when people look at you, maybe things that you've been doing, and then ultimately what comes out, it will really state that you are not real in your spiritual, you know, level or your spiritual appearance. So, so many people have faked their spiritual
because
reality.
there's no one who can prove
really,
that they are faking.
Yes, there is no way we can measure your level of spirituality in terms of are you real or are you faking or something like that. Because whenever you tell us something, we would want to say that, okay, this is what is getting to understand in the spiritual realm. But you know, this is also to say that, you know, there are so many people out here that we really don't know how to gauge our spirituality in terms of being real in our spiritual matters. Because when somebody who is spiritually real talking about something, and somebody who is spiritually fake saying something, I think that person who is real should be in a position to really note it out, that, you know, this person might not be saying the right thing. Because those people who are spiritually in reality, they get to understand each other in the spirit more than even you know, any other thing that you'd be doing. Because spiritually we connect so fast. Just like, you know, spiritually, when I talk about spiritually, I would want to connect this with other things that happen even in the society. Because these things, sometimes we see them physically, but you get to know that they come from the spirit. So like if we come here and maybe you are okay, I'm sorry to say this, you're a drunkard and I am a drunkard, we'll connect very fast. Not that somebody will tell us, you know, but you'll find that there are things that we start doing that really resemble each other, because spiritually we are people who are having something in common. And so if there are people who are spiritually real, they also connect so fast. You find that we get to bond to each other so fast, because there's something that is connecting us. There's something that is very common about the two of us. And so that's why I'm saying these people who are spiritually, who fake their spirituality, it's good that we can identify them if we are spiritually real, such that we can put them aside. But because so many people, because of that, we understand that so many people are spiritually fake. That's why even if a spiritual, somebody who is faking his spirituality comes in, even us who are saying that we are spiritually stable, we cannot, so that tells me or tells us that then there's something that is missing. So many people are faking their spirituality. And so it's not easy to identify. So we'll just agree with you, until when something happens, then we start saying, oh, okay, it looks like this person is not right. Why didn't you detect this when everything started?
Meaning that you are connected in a way, because both were
you agreed on the same thing. Why? Yeah, so that is how it's also very easy for those people who are real spiritually to detect that things are not right. And most of the time it's not very easy for them to speak out, because when they speak out and the majority have spoken, or they've agreed with that person. So this person who is real might be looked at as the person who is doing the wrong thing. And so sometimes we try to suppress what we are seeing as real, as in, am I really right here? Because everybody is for this thing. Why is it that I'm against it? So you find yourself questioning yourself, like it's me who is not right. But in reality, in the long run, as we did say, you'll find that things start happening negatively, and that's when everybody now is up like, okay, so things are not right. But this other person who was maybe trying to say that these things are not right from the beginning, you could not get that person right.
Because in most cases, most people don't like people who are honest. Mtu akija kuambia ukweli, I don't think that anyone usually listens to them.
Never, nobody will accept.
And now let's shift to families.
Yes.
Many people, maybe married couples, most of them are faking their marriage life, and this making their marriage life look like it's a good thing, colorful thing, making people want to be, yani wanataka tu kuolewa pia, to get into that marriage, and eventually when they get into that thing, they find out that it's totally different. Can you say that there is faking in marriage?
I tell you, this is an area that I've sometimes dealt with to some level, and I was shocked also to realize that there are people who tell each other that what, once we step out of this house, let's look like we are a couple, but once we get back home, everybody to do their own things. I was really shocked with that, but that's what happens. So this is an area where everybody, or most of the people, have faked it out. And I would say that, this is why our society is the way it is today. Because so many people, as you're saying, everybody would want to get into marriage because they're seeing things are okay. And you did mention about social life, the social media and all this stuff. We see things that when you look at them, you say, hey, so this is what marriage is all about. I think I want to get there. Though I know there is the other end of it also, where people are saying bad things, and doing things that are not right. But the good one also, you'll find that so many people are saying that, in my marriage, we are doing this, we are like this, but when you look at it in reality, you find that this was a fake, So what I would advise is that, because we are doing this and we are hurting other people, we are making other people rush into something that need not to be rushed into, or we are making them look at things in terms of, things can be good if I go the other end. But when they get there, because they just followed you blindly, thinking that that is how it is, then they find themselves in a trap that they cannot come out into. And that is where I'm saying that, please, can we try to just be real? Though I know there are so many reasons as to why other people, or so many people, are faking their marriages. They would want other people to think that they're comfortable. But why should you make other people think you're comfortable when you're not? Because in the long run, as we did say, things will start happening, because I don't think you're going to harbor this thing forever. There'll come a time when you'll want to stand out and say, you know what, this is what has been happening, because I've read it severally over the social media and all this stuff, where somebody comes out now saying that, you know what, whatever we were doing was not true. This is now the truth of it. And you've made so many people to think that it was real, and it was not. So I would advise people that are doing this, that please, if you're doing this, know that it's not that you're going down the drain yourself alone. Other people are following you blindly, and then they're ending up in the same trap. Which, if you could have come out and you become real, as you're saying, other people would have thought of, maybe, can we think of doing this thing a different way? So this thing of maybe we're having big cars, and my husband drops me at my place of work, and this is just for people to see. But the reality of this thing is not like this. So you should let another woman who wants to get into marriage think of, okay, so my husband can have a big car, he goes to work, and then I take my nduthi to my place of work. So that it's not one-on-one, that if my husband has a big car, then he has to drop me at my place of work. Because I'll get into my marriage, my husband has a car, he has to go work maybe a little bit earlier. I have to force him maybe to wait for me, so that we can go together, because I've been seeing so and so there. She's being dropped at her place of work. So these things, when you fake them, you are affecting other people who would want to get into this, and then that is where now their marriage is not just going to work, because you faked it out there. So people should tell other people the truth. Even if my husband has this car, he goes to work And me, I take my nduthi to my place of work. So it's not a problem. I can do this because I'm real, you know. I'm not just trying to say that we must go job pamoja kwa sababu he has this car. No, he can go and then I will follow up at my time. Or kama mi utoka mapema, let me just go and then he'll follow up at his own time, you know, because we are trying to, you know, see that everything is rolling up as it's supposed to be. Not just we are trying to fake it out so that everybody can see that things are okay.
Yeah, maybe others are faking because they don't want to ruin their title in the society, in their places. So inabidi tukae hapa tukiwa public, let's fake that everything is okay. We are the perfect couple. Mnapima zile huwa wanasema kushona vitenge ambazo zinafanana, pushing the little girls ambao wanaangalia wanasema that the marriage life is very sweet. Then ikifika jioni mkurudi kwa nyumba mambo ni tofauti kabisa.
Okay, and something I would want to point out there is that marriage life is sweet, yes. But you know, when you fake it, then somebody following after you might think that whatever you are doing is what automatically she or he is going to get in his marriage or her marriage. So what we should know is that even if it's sweet as it is or it is as good, because I know there are those people who are also real, whatever is happening is real, yes. But you know what? It's not that your marriage is also going to be like that. What you have to know is that there are hitches along the line. So you also have to know how much time did they invest into what they are having today. So don't just rush into your marriage and think that everything that has worked for them is going to work for you. Or it's going to be one-on-one that you get there and we have a big car, we have, you know, that big house and all that stuff. There are processes. You ask these people, they'll tell you they came from somewhere, or if not, maybe they're coming from a background that has enabled them to be the way they are. So if you're just going to rush in and maybe your background is not supportive in terms of what they're having, you're not going to land there. So marriage is sweet. I don't want to destroy that so that people are also fearing this. It's a good thing because it's something that was started by God. And you know, this is something I also want to stress on so much because I know the enemy has really taken, that is the devil has taken this and has really elaborated it into the eyes of each and every person that marriages don't work well, marriages are not good, you know, all that stuff, because they want to really ruin that thing that God started. But I want to tell you, it's good. If you're going to be real, things that come, we address them, it will work out for you in that is because you want it to work out. But if you are looking at other things, you are copying people, you know, you're imitating, as you're saying, we are going to end up not in the right full place, and that's where we're going to agree with the devil that the marriage is never going to work. No, it will work.
Yeah, and still on that, previously you mentioned that at a time it's important to moderate. Let me not use the word fake. Being real. Can you say that in marriages also at some point it's important to fake because unaweza pata maybe you have kids, you don't want your kids to see that everything is not okay.
Yeah, that's very true. You know, in a marriage setup, and this is why I'm saying that, you know what, when you see people, their marriage maybe is flourishing and all that stuff, you can come back and ask, how did you make it work? Because they'll tell you there are 1, 2, 3 things that they do there that you might not know, and if you get closer to them you'll know it, and even if not closer, you can get to people who can help you go through that, and not just imagining that I'm going to get there and things are going to work for me like it worked for them. So yeah, such things like moderating your emotions in a marriage, these are a must to do things, because you know we are coming from different backgrounds where people have different kinds of emotions, because you know these are things that are physically placed within us, and so we have to work on them. And so if you are not going to work on them, things are not going to work well for you, because as you've just mentioned, there are times when we are going to not be in terms, me and my husband, but it's not that when I meet my child along the whole way, I'm going to hit him so that he goes away, and when he looks at my face, he's like, you know, things are not right here. He looks at the father, it's like I have to run away. No, that is not the environment. We really need to moderate those emotions in terms of, okay, me and my husband, things are not adding up well for us. Can we go down somewhere where these kids are not there? We talk, especially in our bedroom, you know, because I also don't encourage this so much, because you find that people are out there, wameenda kwa hoteli kusort their issue. Wanaenda kuchukua vikombe ya hoteli kupigana nazo. So that one, no. Wacha tupigane na vitu za nyumba yetu huku ndani. Na pia it's not. Okay, let me not get there. That's for another day. Okay, so the thing is, if our emotions are really running high and we want to settle it, can we get back to our room, talk about it. When we come out, our children should know we are that good couple, because we are doing this for them also, because it's very healthy and very conducive for the children when the parents are at par. So they imagine, they should be imagining that always, though we know we have our behind, which we can work on. And you know, when you're trying to do that, it will force you to have a level where you'll have to agree, so that it's not a fake, as we are saying, but you try to moderate. There should be somebody who is ready to go down, so that we can come to a level where we're going to understand each other, so that it also remains healthy for the children. Because I don't think it's for a long time that we are going to show our children that we are okay when we come out of our bedroom, but things are not right. It will not take 3-4 days before it explodes. So what we are saying is, even as things are still going like that, there should be somebody who is ready to calm down or moderate their emotions, so that he can or she can get into the other person, ili turudi pamoja.
Yeah, so what can you tell the couples who are maybe things are not okay, they're trying to sort out things, but you get that maybe sana it's the women who tries to anajaribu kufake that everything is okay, but it's not okay?
My advice always is that, you know, this is your marriage. You know what you want to do with it. And if you really still would want your marriage to continue, there are things you must do. And especially for a woman, because you're saying women, most of the time you have to put on that other face.
Especially the children.
And you know, something about a woman is, if you're not right in here, ukiwa na watoto hawatakuwa na amani. That is the time wanavunjanga glasses huku na pale, because them, whatever is in you is affecting them directly. So that is for a woman. And that's why I'm saying, because this is your marriage, you want to work it out, it has to be about you. I know when I say this, most women say, no, why is it that it has to just be about me? I've tried it and I've seen that it can work. That such that, yes, this man might have messed you up, everything is not right, but it has to come to a point where you have to calm down, because otherwise, as I'm saying, this thing is going to affect your children. And imagine what is going to happen to your children if they are affected in that. Because as I'm saying, spiritually they are still connected to you, and you'll find that there's so many things that will happen. Hata wakienda shule za zingine kufanya mtihani, kama wewe ulikuwa hauko sawa, utapata wamefail hiyo mtihani wao. So it has to be you, the woman, so that you have to get to that point where, I'm not saying we are faking, but we are moderating it, so that it comes to a point where we can agree to each other. Yeah, so what I'm advising is that things might be hot as they are, but my lady there, please, I'm just talking to you because I know you are the society, you are those children, you can bring things down.
Yeah, so hata kama ni kufair kumia, but
I know there's no way. Huwezi sema kwamba when something good appears, it will result into something bad. So if you're doing the good thing you're doing, it might take time, yes, but you'll get the fruit of it. So continue doing the good things that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that is the advice to people who are in marriage. And now maybe as we wind up, what are some of the things that are hindering us from being real?
Yeah, as we've said, I think us not being real is because we've decided not to. Because as we've seen it, it's about us. We have to make it work, real or not real. So we ourselves, I would say that. Yourself, if you've decided to do things right, if you decided to make things real, they'll be real. So the first hindrance is yourself. What are you doing? And then another thing is you are trying to please other people. That is, you're looking at other people than you're looking at yourself. So if you do that, you'll find that that's a hindrance to you, because you'd want to be like them. And in essence, you're trying now to camouflage. You're not being real as you're supposed to be. So that is another thing. Don't try to be another person. Can you try to be who you are supposed to be? And then again, now we are coming to spirituality. Please, can you just make your relationship right with God? Don't try to fake it out, because when you do that, that can be a hindrance to be you being real in reality of everything. Because, you know, once you try to fake it and, you know, you end up with things not coming out, it's already a hindrance to yourself, you know, because people will never, or most people will not trust unto you again, because now your trust to them, or the trust that they'd given unto you is all broken. So yes, yourself, looking at other people, and then, you know, making things that are not supposed to be, yeah, so that they are not going to work for you.
Yeah, and you have teenage girls. I can say that, what can you tell the teenage girls who are trying to imitating these models, those who have perfect bodies, that angalia mwili yake anasema ai hapana, nikiangalia mwili yangu, no, this is not the way a lady is supposed to be, and zile boosts. What can you tell a lady like that?
Okay, young girls, don't go there. I know there's an urge to really go there. But I know the consequences of this will come in due time, because you will not remain a girl forever. So these things that you're doing, you're taking in the pills, you know, you are doing this for the calves to come and all that stuff. It will come a time when you don't even need the calves. And maybe they might be there still yet. I don't know what you'll do with them. I know women, we can say that there are no time we'll say that you don't need the calves. But you know, these calves have come because of some stimulation. But you know, the stimulation, yes, it comes to a point where you don't even need to stimulate everything to do everything that you want them to do. So the thing is, don't go there. Whatever you have here, I've just said, you make it precise, make it look good. Everybody will be good with it. But if you try to fake it, it will come a time when zimeanza kusijui enda aje. Sasa who will be interested? And maybe that is now the critical time when you need them to be the way they are. And because you started early, you know, now they are shaping out. Because time is also running out with you. You know, it will really cost you. So instead of going for that consequence and the cost that you'll be paying then, because imagine sitting somewhere, nobody would want to even look at you, because I've seen these people who have been trying to do something with this, the pigmentation of the skin and all this stuff. It comes to a point where now they are forced to have some dress code. Shingo ifike hapa, mikono ifike hapa, miguu mrefu. The deras now are having some work to do. Why should I go there? And you know, sometimes some of us, you cannot even put on the dera and look smart. So you are forced to put on the dera, my friend. The pull neck. Imagine, it is as hot as it can be out there. But you are in a pull neck, my friend. So please. So it has consequences. There are so many consequences. I think if you just the way you are, make it good. Yeah, you know, you really look real, and anybody looking for something real. I know so many people also like the fake ones. But if you are looking for something real, and I know, as I've said, if you've planted that good seed, automatically you land into the good seed that you planted. So you'll harvest it. Kwa hivyo usingangane, kama kuna wale wanatafuta fake, wacha waende for fake, but wewe just be real, and then you'll meet somebody who is really out to get a real one. Yeah, kuna wale ambao wanataka vitu real. Yeah. So don't push yourself so hard. Wengine hata wanajipeleka hadi depression. And I think that with that we've come to end of today's topic, being real. Let's be real in our spiritual life, emotional life, even in our physical life. Let's not try to imitate others like models and whatever. My name is Rida Chebet Kering, and this is Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. See you next Wednesday.